Hi, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Trevor. And today we are doing our monthly Catching Up on Blu-ray episode, this time for the month of March 2019. So for the folks who may not be aware, Catching Up on Blu-ray is a special monthly segment we do on the show. Basically, we review the upcoming releases for the next month of the calendar year, take a look at what's coming out on Blu-ray or DVD or 4K, and just, voice our thoughts on whatever looks interesting, whatever looks like garbage. This is a good opportunity to, mark your calendar for any releases that you might be anticipating or things that you might want to check out. I know I like to know what's coming out on the horizon because I have a giant shelf full of DVDs that is only getting larger. So I'm looking for opportunities to, pick up some releases here and there. And for Kyle, I know he's really keen on Criterion releases in particular, so taking a look ahead is really fun for both of us. That being said, it looks like the first releases we have of the month, in case you're not aware, generally Tuesdays are our new media release days. So the first formal release date we have in the month of March is March 5th. And Kyle, I know what jumps out at me, but it looks... You were kind of right. I jumped ahead a bit. It looks like March might be a kind of a thin month for releases, but I saw a couple in here that might end up on my shelf. But how about you? You see anything that jumps out at you here?
Well, something that jumps out to me just from the artwork is Phantom Lady, 1944. Now, I would assume that some of these older movies I would not be able to sit through. But there's something I love about that old poster, the old movie posters and the cover art, and that's jumping out to me just from the artwork. However, the film that's jumping out to me from March 5th is California, spelled with a K. Have you ever seen that?
I have not, but it looks like it's from 1993.
Can you tell me?
You want to give us a little bit of an overview on that?
Yeah, so this came out. When was Oliver Stone's Natural Born Killers?
Oh, I think that may have been around the same time.
Because
it looks like 1993, smells like it. It could be 1993. I'm looking it up right now.
This is a little bit of like a Bonnie and
94, by the way.
Oh, okay. This is a little less of Bonnie and Clyde. This is more of Brad Pitt is playing. This is crazy. So he's playing. He's a crazy person, essentially. And he's very uncomfortable in this movie. He's very awkward, but he basically ends up taking David Duchovny's and they both have the mom from the Santa Claus haircuts.
Oh my god, yeah.
But it's Juliette Lewis is his girlfriend, and it's crazy. My brother, if he's listening to this right now, is going to know what I'm talking about when I say that this Brad Pitt has always reminded us of our stepbrother. He's good looking like Brad Pitt, but this movie in particular was one where my brother and I were like, man, he reminds us a lot of our stepbrother, and this just because of his look and kind of the way he carries himself. But he's basically just playing a psychopath, and he's a bit of a killer. He is in an odd relationship with Juliette Lewis, kind of controlling.
Kind of like Natural Born Killers.
A little bit. She embraced Mickey a little bit more in Natural Born Killers. They had an odd relationship in this. I don't remember. I mean, I saw it when I was pretty young, so it didn't really leave much of an impression. Like, I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I might go back and rewatch it because it might be better as an adult. But I'm not too sure.
Well, it's funny you point this one out first because, funny enough, I'm looking at the cast and crew, and Dominic Sena is the director.
Oh,
Dominic Sena being the same director as Season of the Witch, which we reviewed just last week.
Bub, if you're listening, do not tell Mark what I said.
Anyway, it does actually look like kind of an interesting movie. I might check that out at some point.
Don't buy it.
No, I'm not gonna buy that shit. I don't blind buy movies like that. I blind buy movies, like dumb action movies, basically. If I see something that's like, yeah, the components are there, more than likely they'll deliver. I can already see how this is going to pan out.
I've blind bought all of my Criterion movies,
Mm-hmm.
and none of them have been a mistake. They've all been really good. So,
well, I mean, keep it going, man. I mean, there's a reason why they have that reputation.
yeah.
But the first movie that I want to talk about is, of course, Creed 2.
No, really? Not the favorite?
No! It's almost like my brother and I talked about for an hour and a half on Catching Up on Cinema. Maybe you should check out that episode of Catching Up on Cinema wherein Trevor and his brother talk about Creed 2 for an hour and a half. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyway, I'll keep it brief because, like I said, we did a whole episode on it. But I was very impressed with it. I didn't need it to be good, but it turned out to legitimately be a pretty solid movie. And I'm actually really looking forward to watching it again because there are certain parts that like really hit you on a visceral, like elemental level. And I'm wondering if the effect carries over on the small screen because, you know, big theater, big sound system. Sometimes that makes a world of difference, but I have a feeling I'll still like it. Beside that, we also have The Favorite, which was up for pretty much all the Academy Awards just the other day.
Well, the lead in this, she's actually a comedic actress. I've only seen her play comedic roles. I think she's in Hot Fuzz, for crying out loud. Edgar Wright.
Olivia Colman.
Yeah. I remember seeing the preview for this, and this was one that I wanted to watch. I never got around to it, and then like she won an Oscar. I'm like, well, now I definitely have to watch it.
No, it looked like a really good movie. I don't know that I've seen any of Yorgos Lanthimos. I don't think I've seen any of his other movies. I know he's a very respected director. Funny enough, my mom is a big fan of costume dramas, especially of this type, like of the somewhat non-traditional type, I guess. Like think like Amadeus as opposed to like Hamlet or something, I guess. Because the tone of it looked like it was like they're having some fun with it. So I bet she's watched it and I bet she loved it. But it was up for a lot of awards and probably with good reason.
And I think it's Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone. I like both of them in things. in things and stuff. But yeah, I think Steph and I are probably going to give this one a watch here pretty soon.
No, I mean I might give it a watch because it looked like use the word sumptuous. The visuals appeared sumptuous. It looked like every shot, every frame had quite a bit of love and detail put into it. And obviously the sets and the costumes alone are kind of worth the price of admission as far as I can tell. And then beside The Favorite, though, we have what I presume is a re-release of 1996's The Craft.
Like
the teenage witch movie.
Don't say her name. Oh, Vicky Valancourt. Oh, I can get it.
You want me to help you out?
Fairuza Balk.
Good job.
Got it. We got it.
See, I needed to look at the notes. It's up to you to remember her name because, like I said, forever for me, she's always just Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah, I don't even remember her name in American History X.
And then Nev Campbell and Skeet Ulrich. I don't know if this was a reunion of the Scream cast, or I don't remember which one came first.
Was she in Scream?
Nev Campbell?
Oh no, I was thinking Fairuza.
No.
Yeah, I don't. Was Nev Campbell in Scream? Yeah,
she was in a few of them for a long time there. But yeah, good old Skeet. Damn, that name is just
bad name. It's a bad name.
I'm telling you, man. Like I feel bad for him because like if Johnny Depp wasn't a thing, like he may have had a career, but instead he went on to do Chill Factor.
I remember watching Chill Factor.
So do I. It's that ice cream truck action movie with the not Johnny Depp guy in it. So aside from The Craft, we also have a re-release of Hellboy,
Yeah.
Joe Coy from Hell, Hellboy on 4K. We've been seeing a sprinkling of Hellboy re-releases over the past couple of months. I'm guessing they're trying to slowly build a hype train for the David Harbour Hellboy movie. It's not working so far as I can tell, because nobody I know is talking about it.
Well, I haven't seen anything for it yet. I haven't seen any trailers or anything. So
they put out an early trailer, and I was not impressed. it didn't really do it for me. They tried to do the Guardians of the Galaxy thing. Well, I'd credit them for kind of getting the ball rolling, but it seems like repurposing a well-known older pop song is very common in trailers that are supposed to be fun, And I forget what song they used for it, but just nothing about it really jumped out at me as being worth my time or money. So I'm not ready to be excited for it. Think of it kind of like my relationship with Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Well, I think Wayne's World kind of did that. I think when that movie came out, Bohemian Rhapsody went back up to number 1 on the charts after that movie came out because they repopularized it.
It's a well-worn method. Like, everybody loves nostalgia.
They tried to overdo it with Suicide Squad.
Dude, the editing in that movie in general, like the music, the way they inserted the licensed music and stuff was amateurish at best. It was ugly. It's like, oh, we're in a scene that takes place on a bayou. We should use the song "Born on the Bayou." It's like, come on, like that's not even on the nose. That's like full knuckle sandwich in the face. So moving on, we have the Sister Street Fighter collection. It's an Arrow release. I've only seen the first of these movies. They're okay. they're not my favorite. Funny enough, the Sonny Chiba movies that gave way to the Sister Street Fighter movies.
3.
Those will be coming out later in the month for some reason. I'm not sure why they flipped the release date.
3 Sonny Chiba movies?
Yeah. I put them on the list of movies that I'm going to make you watch, Kyle.
Is it the 3 movies that Christian Slater watches in True Romance? You're going to have to bear with me, folks. I turned off the mic for my sneeze, but I was cooking dinner and I had the window open and I had about 20 to 25 sneezes. I think the trees are fucking out here, so there's pollen all over the place. So I'm getting...
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Kyle, I ate a whole bunch of cheese and I got Asian genes. So if I sound like garbage on the mic, that's why.
All right. What else we got here?
So beside that, let me pull this up real quick. If this is The Burning that I'm thinking of, yes, it is. This is a Korean film, but Steven Yeun, that Korean fellow that kind of entered the public consciousness via the Walking Dead series. He's in it, I think, as a American-born Korean, so himself. It's supposed to be a really intense, like, young person's drama. I don't know the details of it, but I watched the trailer for it, and it looked pretty fucking good.
Really?
And as you can see, they put the Rotten Tomatoes. I swear it's good.
It's good.
You should watch it. They put that symbol on the front, so you know it's probably worth your time. That's an interesting cover. Good colors, but the image, I'm not quite sure what's supposed to evoke.
See, I would have thought it was a Burning Man documentary or something.
See, yeah, I mean, I get that. I don't know if a lot of Korean movies have a Korean title to go with the international one, so I don't know. Maybe they called it something different over there. Okay, Kyle, how about you pick one that jumps out at you?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and mention this. This movie with Marky Mark called Instant Family.
Yeah.
Now, I want to see real quick. I'm a huge fan of a comedian by the name of Tom Segura. He has he's a stand-up comedian. He also has a podcast called Your Mom's House. Big fan. He landed a role in a new Mark Wahlberg movie, and if I'm not mistaken, it might be this movie. I'm not sure though. It's either this one or it might be one that's coming out here soon. They just dropped a trailer for it not too long ago. This might be it. Instant Family. Let me check real quick.
This was the one.
This
that's
is this
kind
is
of. It's based on like a true story, isn't it?
It might be. But I am gonna watch this just because of Tom Segura, and there's actually quite a few other comedians in this movie.
I watched his stand-up for the first time just the other day, and I was happy with it.
I'm a dedicated mommy. I'm a huge Your Mom's House fan. I I listen to it almost every day. They're awesome. It's
okay.
It's a silly shout out to your mom's house. If you
if you want to give our show a listen, that would be kind of cool.
They won't do it. They're too busy for that.
Of course.
But I will be watching Instant Family to see Tom Segura. He's supposed to be playing the best friend who kind of just tells it how it is. So if you're familiar at all with his comedy, it should be pretty funny.
Okay.
But yeah.
I see on the cover that I have to check the cast list again.
Rose Byrne is her name.
No, not her. The younger one in the middle, Isabella Moner. She's having a big year, or a big couple of years. She was in one of the Transformers movies with Marky Mark.
Oh.
So that's 2 Marky Mark movies, like, back-to-back. And then she was in Sicario 2.
She was born 2 months before 9/11.
Wow, that hurts. And then I think she's going to be the live-action Dora the Explorer. So she's going to be everywhere in the next couple minutes here.
She's in that Sicario movie, that second one.
Yeah, Sicario 2, yeah.
Legends of the Hidden Temple, they made a movie?
I think it's in production right now, or did it come out?
It came out.
What?
It looks like a TV movie, though.
Oh, okay. That explains that.
You know what? I was watching Jurassic Park last night. I've been jonesing to watch it for about a month now, and I'm like, I want to watch it. I found a movie with Muldoon, the guy who plays Muldoon. He died.
Peck?
Yeah, he didn't. I don't think he made it out of the 90s. He passed away pretty young. But yeah, I'll tell you off air what it is, but I'm having difficulty finding it, and I was going to see if you might be able to locate it, because you're good at that.
Okay, yeah, I'll help you out with that.
Okay, sorry. What is this? I know I'm saying it wrong. Vox Lux?
I think that might be right. This is apparently a very divisive film. I've heard some people really, really enjoyed it, and other people think it's pretentious and stupid. It's an intriguing concept. It's Natalie Portman as a pop star.
Oh, yep, you lost me.
From cradle to whatever the end of her road might be. So think about kind of like a Black Swan parallel, I guess, but with a pop star instead of a ballet dancer. I might watch it. I just like the concept. I don't even really care that much for Natalie Portman, but
I would be there for Jude Law personally. But yeah.
And his ever receding hairline.
Hey, he's my number one balding actor.
He may very well be the most handsome bald actor.
I don't know. I think I tried to push you onto that Spy movie with Melissa McCarthy. With Jason.
You mentioned it last time.
Yeah. He's the James Bond. He's the James Bond-ish character in that movie. He's the main.
He's tailor-made for that.
Yeah.
Not James Bond proper, but James Bond-ish.
No. Honestly, I know he was in talks for it, but I don't think America was ready for it. But Idris Elba as James Bond.
I know. Actually, I was very much ready for that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's funny. And funny enough, my ex pointed this out, and I keyed in on it as well. Like I was like, that is an interesting observation. He moves funny. Idris Elba, as smooth as fucking butter as he is when he's talking and, acting, when it comes to the physical stuff, he moves kind of funny.
Interesting.
And I mentioned it before, I can't remember what episode, but he had he was training for a role as a boxer. He was wanting to do a biopic about, I think, Frank Bruno, who is a very famous British boxer. And I think it told you he actually had a professional contest as a boxer, and he trained in kickboxing because Frank Bruno did both. So he was like working very hard at getting his physicality up and like building a solid physique and stuff. But yeah, his body language when it comes to violence and stuff just looks weird, and it might be maybe he's like a little too tall for a lot of stunt actors.
I could see that,
because Liam Neeson has that problem too, because he actually has experience in boxing, but he always moves goofy because he's very tall for an actor, and a lot of times stunt actors aren't terribly huge people.
How tall is Scott Atkins?
He's probably like 5'8".
Okay, maybe
5'9" on a good day. He doesn't look that short, but he is. Jason Statham is apparently a midget. Little person, sorry.
When I had when I first met Steph, the very first time we met in a bar, it was a mutual gathering of friends. That's how we met. And I sat down and talked to her. She thought it was really cute. And then I stood to leave, and she's like, "Oh, he's short." She didn't realize how short I was.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
it wasn't a deal breaker, but it definitely was like,
hey, that's that's credit to you. You got over that hurdle.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
right.
Anyway,
what is this Untamed Heart? I'm guessing you want to come. What Krypton looks like a cartoon or some kind of.
No, it's a live action TV series. I don't do those.
I don't blame you.
I just don't do
you don't have
comic book television.
Except
for those Netflix Marvel shows, I don't do comic book television.
I still haven't seen the Punisher series, but
we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll see. But Untamed Heart, is that Christian Slater?
That is, and Marissa Tomei.
Oh,
yeah.
And Rosie Perez. Damn, that's a sexy movie.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know what that is, but 1993, Christian Slater was pretty hot at the time.
Yeah,
and that, like I said, that is probably a very sexy movie, or at least it wants to be. The Clove Hitch Killer, the fellas from Wisconsin, the Red Letter Media guys, I think they did a little thing about this, and apparently this movie's very good, at least by their standards.
Dylan McDermott. Wait.
Yeah, apparently he's excellent in it.
Which one do I not like? I think it's Dermot Mulroney is the one I don't really care for. Dylan McDermott is from The Practice.
I believe so.
Okay, that's the one I like.
Okay, yeah, Dermot Mulroney is my best friend's
wedding.
Yeah, you got it right. You got it right.
Did you ever see that campaign movie?
I did.
He was Marty's campaign manager.
Dylan McDermott was pretty good.
He was funny in that.
Yeah, he was very funny. He did the straight man bit very well.
Yeah, he was very funny.
Is that Gerard Butler?
Yeah, and what looked like it's not.
I thought that was Nick Nolte.
I thought it was John C. Reilly.
It's Peter Mullen, whoever that is.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
This is another. I pretty much Gerard Butler and Kirk Cameron have the same career for me. They have the same thing.
So. I think they have the same agent, maybe.
They had 5 minutes where they were bankable, and then everything they did after that was just shit.
Well, Kirk Cameron leaned very hard into the Christian angle, and Gerard Butler just went full stupid.
Yeah,
I'm
saying like they're both
picking up scripts and flipping through them, and he's like, "It's not dumb enough."
Like they just both went on to do absolute garbage movies.
But he's getting paid, dude.
I mean,
like, Gerard Butler has the most awesome career right now because he's consistently cranking out garbage, but he looks like he's having a great time doing it.
He is doing the volume of Samuel L. Jackson, but with the quality of Steven Seagal. Later years, Steven Seagal.
Yeah, I hope somebody makes a documentary about his career at some point because it has been a journey.
Yeah.
Like it has been an epic journey, and I would really like to see it summed up.
They finally, I want to see that newer Orson Welles documentary that came out.
Oh yeah. Because I heard that was very good.
He may be the most fascinating director in history, just from where he went and where he got to. Oh, the French
champagne. He doesn't do anything.
That broke our friendship group chat when we found that video.
Oh my god! I'm so glad my brother turned me on to that.
It might be one of the greatest things.
Did I ever send you the commercial he did for the Dungeons and Dragons game?
Send it, dude.
I will send it.
Send it.
He's not drunk, but it's pretty fucking hilarious.
He was drunk. He just didn't look drunk.
just imagine this. And I was victorious.
So we got the old House of Cards. They've got that. What is this?
Is that the finale or something? Yeah, the final season. Minus he who we do not speak of anymore. I missed
the opportunity. That sucks because I've heard it's a really good show, especially those first couple of seasons. It was a really good show, but now I've missed the opportunity to go back and enjoy it. Like I could still go back and do Breaking Bad or something or The Sopranos, but yeah. What is this Prospect? I'm pretty aware of space movies. I usually
that's kind of your thing.
Yeah, and this one went under the radar.
I don't know, but that's kind of an interesting cover.
Is Pedro Pascal? Is he from who is he? I know.
He's in Narcos apparently.
Yeah, he's oh my goodness, he's the Viper. He's the Viper from Game of Thrones. Probably the most upsetting episode in that for me and for a lot of people. That the mountain the mountain versus the Viper was one of the most heartbreaking episodes of that series. He was one of my favorite.
I think you've teased me about that before.
He's one of my favorite characters on there. So this is something I might actually watch. Well, Moon was rich, but there are others roving. Yeah, this looks kind of like Space Cowboys.
It does look interesting.
I'm not going to buy it, but I'll give that a whirl.
Yeah, maybe you can find it at the Red Box, or maybe it'll end up on Amazon or something.
1997, Sophie Marceau.
Shit!
I mean, that movie looks unwatchable.
Gonna need a moment alone, boys.
It looks borderline unwatchable for me. I'm sure it's a good movie, but it does not entice me at all. Marquis, is that what that is?
Yeah. Sure. I never learned the French, but Sophie works.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm down for Sophie. Ben is back. That looks like it's certified fresh. I know not a goddamn thing about it, so I'm just gonna gloss over that.
It sounds like somebody who was drunk tried to say Men in Black. Ben is Will Smith. Ben is back.
Ben is back.
Ben is back. You mean Men in Black? That's what I said. Yeah.
what Ben is back? The standoff at Sparrow Creek, I've heard, is very good.
Is it a Western?
It's kind of like a modern Western, I guess, but it's apparently like it's one of those movies that stirred up a lot of controversy before it even came out, because it's apparently about like a militia group planning like a mass shooting or something.
I'm fine.
I'll probably end up watching it. It's probably a good drama.
Do you know what I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I like James Badge-Dale. It's very rare to see him in kind of like a leading role, but I just kind of like the tools that he has when it comes to his acting ability.
Jon Snow in the movie called Gunpowder, which looks...
Kit Harington, I feel like I'm guessing his contract doesn't allow him to cut his hair because he's always Kit Harington.
Yeah, it works for him.
It does, but as an actor, that must be frustrating.
I think he's dating a dame or somebody whose family own a castle and have owned castles for a long time.
I mean, fucking look at him. He's absurdly handsome, and his name is Kit Harington. It sounds like Errol Flynn type shit.
he's really good in that show, but he's also pretty funny. He did a bit with Seth Meyers, a Saturday Night Live-esque skit. He's pretty funny, but I feel like they're trying to make they might be making money off of him, but I'm like, guys, he's not that bankable. I know he's a big deal in Game of Thrones, but what is this? The Favor,
dude. I'm looking at the same one, and the only reason I clicked on it is because of the mullet on the right.
Are you seeing that bowl cut on? That's not
That's Bill Pullman and Brad Pitt.
That's Brad.
That's Brad.
I thought it was the guy from Monte Cristo, Guy Pearce.
Oh, Guy Pearce. Yeah,
it's that Guy Pearce right there.
But who is that mullet?
I don't know.
What is that mullet? It's amazing.
Larry Miller is on this, but I don't think that's Larry Miller.
It should be. Larry Miller should be in everything.
He should be.
He should just walk by every situation and just mock it.
Has he ever played a real serious role? Because I could see him being like a scumbag mob guy. Like, he's not in the mob, but he's a scumbag that the mob know and he does favors for. I've never seen him in a serious role.
Neither have I, but I think I've mentioned it before. I have a fascination with non-action actors doing like hard-boiled action roles. And the reference I always make is, wouldn't it be awesome to see John Lovitz in a hard-boiled action movie, but like you're supposed to take it 100% serious?
I don't think
I would love to see like Dustin Hoffman or something in like a hard-boiled mob drama where he's like breaking kneecaps and stuff. And same with Larry Miller. I'd love to see Larry Miller do like Albert Brooks in Drive, where it's like, whoa, I was not expecting that level of intensity from that usually very funny man.
I still haven't seen Drive.
Albert Brooks is very good in it. Ryan Gosling is borderline special.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know what his acting method was for that role, but that's what I got from it. So moving on, Welcome to Mercy. That's almost an interesting cover. Not quite.
The cover's interesting. The cover's interesting until you read the title.
Yeah, I was like, nah, that's okay.
Nope.
Dead Ant. I like the font.
It looks like It looks like the Evil Dead.
Yeah, actually, very much so. I don't know anything about this movie. Usually, stuff like this, I would know about. Usually, it'd be on my radar, so that's a little troubling. If it's free, maybe I'll watch it or something. What jumps out at you, Kyle?
I was looking because I wanted to see if this was Rachel Weisz. I know it's Colin Firth, and yeah, Rachel Weisz. I saw a piece of a movie with her. I wanted to find it again, but there was a little bit of some very bad domestic stuff going on with her in a movie, and I keep trying to find it, and this isn't it, but I keep looking out. But as far as this month is concerned, we are really not getting any better as we move down.
Well, so that covers March 5th. Let's move on to the following week, March 12th. So the first big releases of March 12th are, of course, what is the full title of this fantastic something or other, Kyle?
Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald, it looks like. I think that's the name of it.
You got it.
Okay,
Have you seen any of these Fantastic Beasts movies?
I did see the first one, and I really enjoyed it, and I like all the Harry Potter movies. I think they're great. The books are great. The movies are good. I like that first one. I haven't heard too much good about this one. I think it's one that I would still enjoy, and I think that if they continue with this series, it's still going to... I think the next movie will probably be pretty good, too. I think J.K. Rowling tweeted out after some of the critics... Like, when this movie first came out, people were like, this isn't very good. And she's like, it's a building... Like, guys, do you know how franchises work? It's the building movie. We're getting to something better.
See, I understand that justification, but it doesn't make it any easier to swallow.
True.
To me, a film should be able to stand on its own. Because, actually, funny enough, I had a thought when I was leaving the theater after I watched Man of Steel. Yes, I saw that in the theater. I remember thinking to myself, "Oh, they'll probably do a really good job next time." Obviously, they didn't. I know, obviously they didn't. Wow. But it really struck me at that moment that it's like, that is maybe the first time I've ever thought that about a movie. Because we're in this climate right now where there's an expectation that there will be a sequel, whereas before it was kind of like you get your shot. And then 3 years later, if you're lucky, you get another one. But nowadays, everybody's building franchise and stuff, and so the audience is basically trained up to this style of telling stories, where it's like we're not giving you a singular product, we're stringing you along to the next one and the next one and the next one. And I remember just feeling really crappy about that, where I was like, oh damn, I'm like already assuming that there's going to be a sequel to this, even though there's been no confirmation of that, just because I'm so used to this rhythm now. That bugged me. I don't like that idea.
Can we segue into the next movie, Green Book? We didn't get an opportunity to talk about... We didn't get to drop an Oscars episode. One, you and I haven't really covered much of what was nominated the Oscars, except for, I think, Black Panther was the only one that you and I both seen.
Probably.
Yeah, so we weren't really prepared to do anything, and I was literally watching Bohemian Rhapsody while the Oscars were happening.
I had seen that.
And 20 minutes into it, I'm like, he should get the Oscar, because he did such a good job of becoming Freddie Mercury in that movie. Like, you forget that you're watching an actor, do a performance. But this movie apparently took Best Picture.
Yes, it did.
And while I am a huge Mahershala fan, I've heard that this movie isn't very good. There's a lot of criticism about it. It won Best Picture, but I guess there's some people that weren't too happy about it. And I didn't know it was Peter Farrelly
Yeah, the Dumb and Dumber. There's Something About Mary. The same Farrelly brothers.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts. But as far as I understand, this movie winning Best Picture made no one happy.
No.
In fact, I've heard some pretty awful criticism leveled at it, or like even things as far along as like anybody could have directed this movie. I don't know if that's true, but very controversial at the moment.
But
hopefully time will soften that out, but we'll see.
And I'm glad Mahershala. I'm sure I want to see this because of Mahershala Ali. I'm a big fan of his. He's great in Moonlight. I loved him in this new season of True Detective. Although I wish you would. I need you to watch this series because we could really have a discussion about what happened in this third season of True Detective. Because I need to talk it over with somebody.
Okay.
But
well, I don't have HBO, but we will see.
But yeah, I'm glad that Homeboy got it for Bohemian Rhapsody. I thought that movie was great. It was really, really enjoyable.
I think you enjoyed it quite a bit more than I did.
Really? Yeah.
I wouldn't call it bad at all. I just felt like it was very safe in some regards.
It was safe. I'll give you that. It was safe, but
I was very happy to see John Ottman get an Oscar for editing, though. I do need to say the movie was edited well, and I'm a big fan of his because he's also a composer.
Mm-hmm.
So he did the score for the film and the editing of it, and I think him being a composer really lends a lot to his editing process.
You mentioned
in particular the scenes when they're creating the songs.
Mm-hmm.
The editing in those scenes is very well constructed.
Another reason I think you really need to watch True Detective, because I mean you've heard me talk about it so much, but watching this third season, I remember the first season being really good, and I don't think I accredited much of it to the music. The music in this third season, I was actually paying attention, and it is awesome. Like I think you would really enjoy it, especially the second to last episode. I was like, "Fuck, this is it was really good."
Well, my friend sent me a clip of some people on some sort of they're outside an RV or a camp or something, and a whole bunch of people getting shot. There's claymores set up. I was like, okay, I can get behind that.
Steph and
I think Steven Dorff was in there.
Yeah, Steven, he's really good. I
was like, holy shit, that's Steven Dorff.
It's hard to get into, but the first True Detective season was awesome. Matthew McConaughey is awesome. Woody Harrelson is good. The writing was awesome. There's a sequence.
My brother really liked it.
There's a sequence in there where it's one single shot. They just one shot, and it's a really one of the best sequences in the movie. But Steph and I are watching The Haunting at Hill House, which is loosely based off the book. I mean, it's spooky, but the editing is awesome. And we just watched an episode. I was about 3 minutes into it, and I'm like, this is a single shot. And the whole episode was just one single shot, continuous shot. And I was just blown away. I'm like, wow, this is just a Netflix show. Like, this is just kind of going under the radar. It's really good. And I'm pissed.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm pissed that I don't get to watch another one tonight. Because we just left on a huge cliffhanger. We're like, God damn it!
Well, hopefully we can wrap up soon so you can get back to it.
No, I got to go to bed soon.
Oh, damn. So moving along, we have a Criterion release.
Yeah.
For a film by the name of The Kid Brother.
It's
1927.
Too old in a Western. I don't think I'll ever get to it.
Starring Harold Lloyd. I forget whose house it was, but a family friend or somebody had a goofy black and white photo of him. That's literally all I know about Harold Lloyd, is that he's a goofy guy with glasses, and I just have that photo burned into my memory.
What's your take on Mortal Engines? I was really excited about this movie when I saw the trailer. I'm like, that looks like it could be a lot of fun, and I haven't heard a word about it, and it's out already.
The marketing for this film was very, very, very slippery. They notice how even on the cover it says in larger font, The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Yeah.
This was not directed by Peter Jackson. This was directed by someone else. However, the marketing would have made you think otherwise. Because I know a lot of people that assumed that this was a Peter Jackson film.
I knew it was brought to you by the guy who did The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
And they don't even name him in the commercials because nobody knows him. Because he's like done nothing else, basically.
They should have done from the guy who brought you Dead Alive and King Kong, the remake.
Well, it reminds me of when like foreign films would be distributed by Quentin Tarantino or any of those movies.
Yeah, I know what
like,
you mean.
Like when Ong Bak came out here, Quentin Tarantino's name was like all over it. It's like all he did was pay to have it brought over here. Like he didn't make it, but that's how you got to sell your movie is, go with the name brand. Mortal Engines, some of the imagery in the trailers and the promotional materials look pretty fucking incredible, but holy shit, does it look like it's made for 13 and 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like a young person's movie, and I'm not young anymore. I think I've said it before. When it comes to teenage stories and shit, I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Man, I'm sorry. As much as I used to love Spider-Man, I'm starting to not like him anymore. Now that he's back in high school. And, yeah, it looks cool, but it also looks kind of juvenile in some ways. So I bet you if you turn your brain off and just look at the pretty pictures, it'll be a lot of fun. I don't know if Hugo Weaving gives a shit anymore. I don't think he does. I used to love him, but I don't know. Like, I think the Transformers movies broke him or something. Because he just started not giving a shit.
So
moving on, though.
These are a bunch of repeats. Man's Best Friend out on Blu-ray.
That is the wrong cover for that film.
Terrible.
That is the wrong fucking cover.
You and I
know the cover.
Yes, I know exactly what cover it's supposed to be.
Yeah, Terminator dog.
Alec Guinness has been popping up on my radar the last couple of weeks. I keep looking for movies to watch, and his name, the Lady Killers, the original Lady Killers with him in it. There's another movie I just saw, now another one. They're like, you need to watch an Alec Guinness movie that isn't Star Wars. But this Prisoner...
Was it a Bridge on the River Kwai? Was like one of the big ones for him?
Yeah, there's another one. I can't think of it right now. I don't even know if I wrote it down. But I'm gonna have to go back and watch one of his movies. What is this? The Magic Flute, Criterion.
Oh,
it looks really stupid. I'm reading the. Does not look good. Ingmar Bergman.
Well, I mean that means something. There was a symphony that I used to listen to, I think, when I was a kid by that name. I'm not sure if maybe this is an adaptation of that or something. Kind of like the Nutcracker, I guess.
Possibly.
From TV production from 1975. That's an interesting cover. I like it. What we got? Oh, the Showdown looks like something I would watch, obviously. Sweaty dudes punching each other. From 1993. The Miseducation of Cameron Post. I think that's another. Is that one of the? A young girl is forced into a gay conversion therapy center. Yeah, there were two of those the same year.
What is that?
I told you about the other one. The Miseducation of Cameron Post. I just remember 2018 there were two movies with similar subject matter. Apparently this is not the good one. The good one is about a boy, and it's Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe as I think the parents, and it's about gay conversion therapy or a camp or something that they send their son to. But yeah, apparently this one is not the good one. It's the Deep Impact of gay conversion therapy movies.
The Wild Pussycat, I just read the description for it. When a good girl, Nadia, investigates her sister's death, she finds out that sadistic pimp Nick is behind it all, so she straps on the leather and whips and beats him at his own games. So that sounds like a fun one.
That's pretty racy for 1969.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Beyond Atlantis, that looks like a Trevor movie. A band of adventurers invade a native island, determined to grab a reported fortune and buried treasure.
Eesh.
The islanders are just as determined to keep their sacred treasure. Complications ensue.
Yeah.
This looks very Italian. From 1973. I'm sure it is full of boobs and guns.
Speaking of Italian, Dario Argento is Inferno is on Prime right now, and I found a couple of other Dario movies. I finally bought my Suspiria Blu-ray.
Wow!
It's shipping. Steph needs to see it. I'm tired of this shit.
See if you can check out that documentary about the Giallo movies. That looked good.
I think I need to.
It came out, I think, last month. See if you can look it up. Oh my God, is that Harvey Keitel?
Yep.
Oh fuck, dude.
Ooh.
The Last Man. Hayden Christensen and Harvey Keitel?
Eesh. That's a hard
dude.
pass.
2018. That looks like shit.
No, there's no synopsis.
There's nothing to be said about
nothing
this
for
film.
you, man.
Moving on. Hey, Nick Cage. This movie is from 2017. It is called Vengeance, a love story.
Interesting.
I like his sideburns.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's about all I gotta say about that. Moving on down to next week, or rather the following week, March 19th. So, the big releases for March 19th are Spider-Man, Into the Spiderverse, which I've heard nothing but amazing things about.
It's ridiculous. I don't want to watch it. I could not think of anything I'd want to watch less than an animated Spider-Man film. And people are like, it's fucking phenomenal. I'm like, I really could not care less.
I just don't care.
I don't care.
I'm sorry. Although Nick Cage is in it, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays the voice of Spider-Man Noir.
And
he's probably
noir?
phenomenal.
Wait, what? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it like a noir style?
Yeah, there's a Marvel comic series, the Noir brand, and they had a Spider-Man one.
I'm a sucker for that.
I know you are.
You might have just
and
sold
it is
me
Nick
on
Cage.
You might have just sold me.
Well, let me know how it is, and if you say it's good, then I'll watch it. And then if we get to that point, maybe we'll have to talk.
Do we all have the friend that we send in to watch a movie that they're interested in, and you're kind of interested in? We're like, you know what? Why don't you watch it and holler back? Let me know what you think.
Yeah, you're that guy for me.
But a guy that I take very seriously said very seriously that Mary Poppins Returns is not very good.
No, I know some people have enjoyed it, but on the whole, it sounds like it. I mean, even from a promotional standpoint, it looks like they kind of gave up on it a bit.
Do you remember the charm of Julie Andrews in the original Mary Poppins? Well, this is not that. We have computers.
This is going to be approximately 20% as satisfying.
Do you guys remember? Do you remember Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Why it didn't need to be remade. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was great. Yeah. Johnny Depp is not Gene Wilder.
Yeah, that was
pretty fucking stupid.
It was pretty fucking stupid. I'm telling you, man. Like basically, when Tim Burton discovered color, when he broadened his color palette, is when his movies started to tank a bit. At least in terms of like creative inspiration and like that heartfelt feeling that was in so many of his better films. I haven't seen Big Fish though, and that was probably like at the beginning of his color era.
I stand by Big Fish. That's pretty good.
My brother tells me I need to see it. He's like, we got a dad. You got to see it.
It's well, Ewan, of course, but Albert Finney. I can't stand him in that movie. He's so fucking annoying. I don't like his voice, and then he's doing a southern accent in there too.
Not
so it's It's really
about Jason Bourne. It's about Jason Bourne fighting Batman in the hills, and James Bond.
It's fucking.
He died very recently.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? Sorry.
Yeah. For some reason, I have a very good Albert Finney in my back pocket, and I get very few reasons.
You don't get a lot of opportunities. You don't
get a lot of reasons to bust out your Albert Finney. So I'm sorry. You need to indulge me.
Lord of War. I don't need to own it on 4K, but I do really like that movie.
It is a good movie.
One of my favorite Nick Cage movies.
Backing on up for a second, Detour, 1945. That looks like a Criterion symbol.
It is, and I love that. I love that cover.
That is a snazzy cover.
I like that cover. This looks a little
strip nude for your killer.
It's an old noir, but I don't know about all that. Yeah, strip nude for your killer. That looks ridiculous.
Arrow films tend to be on the more rubbish side of things. It's from 1975. Looks like it's.
I think it's Italian.
Yeah, it looks very Italian. Far From Heaven.
That looks really bad.
From 2002. Why is this coming out now? Is Julianne Moore doing something?
No.
She looking kind of Lucille Ball-esque in that shot.
She is looking Lucille Ballish.
What do we got here?
Born in the East LA.
Born in East LA.
So
that?
Shrimp on the Barbie is a
yeah.
Cheech Marin movie from Australia that my brother and I watched a lot when we were kids, and we fucking loved it. It's on Prime right now, and I kind of want to do an episode on it because it's pretty fun. I think it probably still holds up as pretty funny. But this is one that a friend of mine in the Navy, she would mention. She would just be standing there, because I was born in the East LA. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, you never seen that? Born in East LA? She was from LA, so. And she was Latina. Enjoyed that one.
I read the premise. It sounds fun. For the folks at home, Born in East LA, it stars Cheech Marin. He's apparently a native resident of LA, and he is mistakenly deported to Mexico. And I'm guessing merry mishaps ensue, being as he's very American, and he is now in Mexico, but he looks Mexican.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Another Criterion, Wanda.
Wanda. Wanda. Doesn't that look like Michelle Williams on that front cover? Time travel.
Yeah, kind of. This is directed by Barbara Loden. I kind of recognize her face, but is she associated with Cassavetes or something? I want to say that's the case, because I know his wife directed a lot of shit and starred in a lot of his films. I'm just talking out my ass right now, but. Summary is set amid a soot-choked Pennsylvania landscape, happy place, and shot in an intensely intimate verite style. The film takes up with distant and soft-spoken Wanda, who has left her husband, lost custody of her children, and now finds herself alone. Wow, that sounds heavy.
Sounds awful. Cleopatra Jones. If I think this is Pam Grier,
I believe you're correct.
I think it's... No, it's not.
Oh, so it's a ripoff of Foxy Brown or whatever.
Yeah, it's a ripoff. I don't like it.
Nope, no sir, I don't like it. We have a Dolph Lundgren re-release, The Minion.
I've never seen
from 1998. Dang, that's late. That's late Lundgren.
That looks like 80s. That doesn't even look. Wow.
I mean, they age gracefully in Sweden, you know. Pokemon the movie, The Power of Us. God damn. Spiders triple feature. Interesting. Apparently there was Spiders 2 Breeding Ground, and Spiders 3D. Okay. What do we got here? Some anime. A film by the name of The Iceman. Someone we work with, I think, recommended this. I've heard this is very good. It's Michael Shannon as a hitman.
Oh, that sounds
terrifying.
Think
you would probably like that. It's from 2012, but yeah, it's Michael Shannon as like a mob hitman, and he's apparently very, very good in it.
Who else is in this one? Winona Ryder, Ray Liotta, Chris Evans, James Franco, David Schwimmer. Well, you had my curiosity. You have my attention.
Yeah, like I said, it's supposed to be very good.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I do like me some Michael Shannon.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure why this is being re-released now, being as it's from 2012, but, whatever.
Yeah.
So, moving on to next week.
Yeah.
I don't really see anything else that's jumping out at me here. Aquaman.
Yeah.
Coming out on 4K on March 26th.
You said you liked it? Because I couldn't...
I haven't seen it!
I was going to say, I couldn't get through the trailer. without laughing.
I remember you said you were laughing hysterically. You were tittering like
you were there.
Girl.
You were there. That
oh
was
yeah, that's
Predator.
right. When we saw the Predator,
Yeah.
Kyle was just like had his mouth cupped in his palm, going.
I thought about it today. I thought about Patrick Wilson. Is that his name?
Yeah.
I thought about him in that fucking wig. I was sitting there stretching after my workout. I'm like, in 10 years, they're going to have that shit on Conan, and he's just going to be like, yeah, you know, they just paid me so much money. And like, my God, you look like I don't even know how to describe, like Prince Valiant, but.
Well, it's bad because it's not even a wig. It's like, it's CGI hair.
Ugh.
Because they're simulating the effect of his hair being in the water, so it's like floating a little bit. And it looks a little unnatural, and it looks kind of stupid.
You want to know what I realized today, Trevor?
What's that?
I realized how hard it is to explain who Dennis Hopper is to someone who has no idea. Because I thought, because we were planning on getting a cat here soon, I'm like, you know, it would be a funny name for a cat, Dennis Hopper. And my girlfriend's like, who's Dennis Hopper? I'm like, he's an actor. And she's like, what's he in? And I'm like, well... he's in Apocalypse Now. She's like, I haven't seen that. I'm like, okay. Waterworld, obviously. She's like, well, I haven't seen that. And I'm like, True Romance? She's like, no, I haven't seen that. And I'm like, Blue Velvet? Like, anything?
What about Speed?
Speed? Like, nothing.
Did you try Speed?
No, I didn't try Speed.
Did you try Easy Rider?
I told her, I said Easy Rider, but I know for a fact she hasn't seen it.
Well, you should have led with Speed.
I tried to sell her on Dennis Hopper by...
What about Super Mario Brothers?
I tried describing the Blue Velvet scene, and I was laughing because to me it's a funny scene.
Yeah.
But
he says some stuff and he humps some stuff.
She's like, I don't want to name a cat after somebody like that. I'm like, he was playing a character. He was honoring Dennis Hopper by naming the cat Dennis Hopper. But anyway.
He was fucking King Koopa. He held a station, goddammit. Aquaman, though, I will see. I won't buy it, but, well, maybe if I like it, but, I have a interesting relationship with this movie, because I was in Hawaii not that long ago. My mom's whole side of the family, they're from there, and as I was walking around the island, I saw a lot of folks wearing Aquaman t-shirts, with that A emblem, and Hawaii has this thing where it's like, you know, not that many celebrities come out of Hawaii, so whenever they get one, they like really rally behind it. Like Bruno Mars, for instance, or Obama.
What about
they claimed Obama?
Isn't The Rock from Hawaii?
No, he's from like Florida, but he's Polynesian, so they kind of claim him. Okay. They try, but I don't think he's Hawaiian. He's Samoan, dude. But Jason Momoa and Aquaman, they really have rallied behind. And it's kind of a big deal out there. And it was kind of cool to see that, like seeing the local people. It's like, yeah, Aquaman. And also the concept of the character. It took the release of this movie to make me really think about it. Because I've been reading comics my whole life. Aquaman, not so much. But the concept of the character is that he's got like a earthbound dad and a Atlantean mom. So he's a half-breed, like me. And he's a daywalker like me, and Jason Momoa happens to be Hapa. He's Polynesian and a whole bunch of other shit. And when I thought about it, it's like, Aquaman really is the Hapa superhero.
Yeah,
and that's kind of cool. Like, I don't have much love for the character of Aquaman. I love the ocean. That's a cool thing, but when I thought about it, I was like, this character should resonate with me a lot. Like, it should resonate more with me. So I'm thinking, like, I might end up actually liking this movie, especially since I like dumb action movies. And Dolph Lundgren's in it, fuck. And also James Wan, dude. James Wan is a good director. I don't know how many of his movies you've seen, but he got his start, I think, was he the Saw and Insidious guy? So he's been working in Hollywood for a long time, and it's kind of cool seeing him get, like, the big movies and stuff. And I have a feeling I'm going to like this.
No wonder Patrick Wilson's in there. Yeah, he did both the Conjuring movies, which I like both of those. Those are both good. Mm-hmm. He was a producer for Insidious. I don't think he directed Insidious.
I think he did Saw and The Conjuring.
The Nun.
I get The Conjuring and Insidious mixed up.
I want to watch The Nun, but, like... girlfriend doesn't like horror movies, so it's
the misses. You know, you You gotta save that one. You gotta bank that one.
Yeah.
Save up your brownie points.
Wait, is Miranda Kerr? No, that's a different person. I thought Miranda Kerr was in there.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Perfect Blue is a movie I put on our list of things I wanted you to watch a long time ago, actually.
It looks good.
It's funny because Vox Lux comes out in March also, and I mentioned that the concept of Vox Lux kind of reminded me of Black Swan, and Perfect Blue is may as well be a Japanese parallel to Black Swan, although it came out in 1997, way ahead of Black Swan. Very similar concept, where it's like the notion of having a public self and a personal self, and what that can do to people, like from a psychological standpoint. Very, very brilliantly edited film. It's by Satoshi Kon, who is dead, unfortunately. He died very young, but his animations are remarkable, and this is one of his earlier better ones, if you ask me. And then beside that, we have Pet Sematary, coming out on 4K. That is the 1989 film. I don't remember when the new one comes out, but I'm guessing this is like Hellboy, where they're trying to promote the new one with the old one.
Still haven't seen.
Do you know when the new one comes out?
I didn't even know they were making a new one.
They are.
I haven't seen the original.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Give it a watch. Yeah, I'd say give it a watch. I saw it when I was young, and it's one of those movies that has it's got some images, man. It's got some images in there that's like, oh, okay, never gonna forget that. Thanks.
Is a fist for a few dollars more? Is that a spaghetti western?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a Sergio Leone. That's the second of the trilogy.
Gotcha.
So that would be an Italian western. Sandwiched between Pet Sematary and For a Few Dollars More, we have the Street Fighter collection, which I will be buying on day one to replace my shitty DVDs of it that are unfortunately only available dubbed and are partially edited for content, because those movies have a lot of boobs and violence. But yeah, that was the first Sonny Chiba movie I ever saw. Around the time Kill Bill was coming out, I was very fortunate to have discovered that a lot of Sonny Chiba movies were being re-released on DVD at that time, because he was in Kill Bill. So it was like promotional synergy, I guess. And I gobbled those things up, man. Like before Kill Bill came out, like the year before it came out, I was hoarding Sonny Chiba DVDs. So I'm a big fan.
I did watch the Invasion. I'm sorry. I skipped down to the Boris Karloff because Fistful of Dollars and then Aquaman. The Body Snatcher, is this the original Body Snatcher?
This is not Invasion of the Body Snatcher. This is
different.
This is something else entirely. It's from 1945. Bela Lugosi's in it too.
Ooh.
I don't know if this is a good one, but Robert Louis Stevenson, they adapted a lot of his films. Like I think he was the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde guy.
Interesting.
And was he Treasure? I think he was Treasure Island also. I can't quite remember. I could be wrong on that.
I finally watched the Donald Sutherland Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh, that's good.
I really, really liked it. I thought it was fantastic.
I've asked you before, but like I need to plan a series of episodes about dad movies.
The Thing was a dad movie.
Yeah, the thing I think was also a dad movie because
The Edge.
The Edge was not for me, but The Thing for sure. I remember watching that with my dad very, very, very late at night, and he was just like, "This is awesome." I was like, "I know. Thank you for letting me stay up late to watch this." He's like, "This isn't gonna freak you out, right?" He's like, "No," and it did.
Multiplicity.
Yeah, the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That was a dad movie for me.
Multiplicity is a really funny movie. If you're I'm a big Michael Keaton fan. We all are, obviously.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's Batman. What else do I need to say? He's Mr. Mom.
He's mentally handicapped.
He's Johnny Dangerously. I Want to Hold Your Hand. It looks like a Criterion, and I know that that's a Beatles song, and I'm guessing Yeah, that's exactly. In 64, 16 teenagers from New Jersey run off to see the Beatles perform at Sullivan, blah, blah, blah. They don't have tickets, but along the way. That sounds awful, but it is Robert Zemeckis.
So it's Detroit Rock City in 1978.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That movie's fun.
Yeah, it was fun. If Beale Street could talk, I kept hearing about this before the Oscars, and Regina King got an Oscar. I didn't even, honest to God, I haven't seen her in a movie since Chris Rock died and went into the body of that old rich white guy. Down to Earth, I think is the name of the movie. Down to Earth.
I think I saw at least half of it, but no, I can't remember the title.
She was also in Big Bang Theory as the HR rep. I hadn't seen her. I forgot that she was. Oh, I'm sorry. Her best performance, Will Smith's wife in Enemy of the State.
That's what I remember her for.
But
she had some underwear.
A critic that I enjoy listening to, he says that this is a top one. It was one of the best movies he'd seen in 2018.
Oh yeah, no, it was receiving glowing reviews when it came out, and it did look very good actually. I didn't look into it as much as I probably should have, but I might end up watching that.
It just looks so heavy. It's one of those movies I know I should watch.
Like even from the color palette, it's like this
is
has that amber tone to it that's like, yep, this is gonna get heavy.
If you have a movie starring black people from a certain time period, you know that it's not gonna be a fun movie.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bad time.
You will not enjoy this. I think that of all the Criterion movies I've seen so far, Japon, which is, I think it's Spanish for Japan, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be my guess.
I love the cover of this.
It's pretty gorgeous.
I don't know how you feel about it, but it just doesn't sound very good.
Good cover, bad movie.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it just doesn't sound like something I'd want to watch. I might give it a rent. I might rent it. It's from 2002. I might write this one down. I might just pull the trigger and.
I mean, that is a very handsome cover. I'll give it that. It's grossly inaccurate, but kind of reminds me of Eric Carle. I think it was his name. He was this children's book author. He did Dragons, and his art style was like paper cutouts.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Kind of reminds me of that. It's not that style, but it's the color palette and the layers to it remind me of that. How it's like kind of stacked on top of each other. So moving on down, we have a bunch of re-releases of older films. Stan and Ollie. That's 2018. Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly. Yeah. They look like Laurel and Hardy.
That's exactly who they are.
And they are Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's any good.
I haven't heard anything. I know that Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly Holmes and Watson movie, people were walking out of it. It was so bad. Like it wasn't even like fun, stupid like they do. Apparently, it was unwatchable. Which is bad. So
that's really fucking bad.
It's unfortunate because John C. Reilly is one of those guys. Like I'll watch his movies. He's still really funny, and I think that he puts in. He's really underrated. He does. I like his little song in Chicago.
Mr. Cellophane.
Yeah, it's really good. And he's really funny. Great in Boogie Nights.
He's a very talented actor. He had like a Samuel L. Jackson year a long time ago, like around that time, like Gangs of New York time, I guess.
Oh, I forget that he's in that movie. Jesus.
Yeah, he had a really big couple of years there in like the early mid 2000s. But yeah, I'm always happy to see him. Beside that, we have Nemesis 2 through 4. I think the first Nemesis got a Blu-ray release, also from MVD. They specialize in crap, by the way. Last month, Nemesis is a sci-fi film I might end up watching. It's like a cyberpunk action movie series, directed by Albert Pion, who's this. I think he's Filipino. He does a lot of garbage action movies, and like his signature is that all of his movies have a lot of clumsy action, really cool concepts and some clever writing, but really, really, really bad editing. And I'm sure these movies continue that trend. Someday, I know it's garbage, but I'd like to watch his 1990 Captain America movie just to see it. I know how you feel about Captain America, Kyle, but goddammit, I like him. The Suckling.
Yeah, right.
That is a hideous cover.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a rule of thumb that's like if you're gonna try to sell your movie on the strength of its monster, make sure the monster looks good.
I'm gonna read you the description. You ready?
Go for it.
A woman goes to a back alley abortion clinic only to have her aborted fetus attack her boyfriend, and everyone else at the clinic.
Fuck. Wow.
Wow.
Unfortunately, that does make it more interesting if you ask me. But no, I'm not paying money for that. Maybe if it's free and I'm near death, and that's the only way to save me or something. Moving on down, Kingdom of the Spiders. I saw this a long time ago. I think I saw the actual movie and maybe the Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode on it. It's Shatner versus Spiders.
Oh.
And if I remember right, the last shot of the movie is it's not even like a matte painting. It's just like a painting of a town that's covered in spider webs.
I thought you were going to...
I remember it was really chilling when I was a kid, but then I saw it again not too long ago, and I was like, oh man, that looks like Garbo.
Well, I would have figured because of his hubris, it was going to be a pleated slacks outline of his dong. Like, that's what we go out on, the dong.
The whole town is overrun with spiders. Spiders. Moving on down. Dominique, that is an interesting cover from 1979. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I like the color contrast there. The Road to Singapore and The Road to Zanzibar. Apparently, white people going places movies from the 40s. MFKZ. I think that's pronounced Matafakas. This is a Japanese animation based on French comics. This looks really good. I remember seeing promotion for it a while back, and I might end up watching that. The animation style is, because of the art style from the comics, which, again, I think were from France, the adaptation of the character art and stuff looked really cool. Very, very unique, you know. Kimagure Orange Road. That's a classic anime from the 80s. I guess that's the whole series. The Squeeze. What the fuck is that? That's Michael Keaton. Oh, are those the Twin Towers?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. 1987. Look at that hair.
See, he had a run of doing just god awful movies like Clean and Sober. There's another one. It was in the mullet era. I think he had like a
Look at the hair, dude.
Yeah, he looks like Howie Mandel from the 80s.
You beat me to it. Yeah.
God damn it.
Well, not only Howie Mandel, he looks like Howie Mandel in Bobby's World.
Did you ever see Howie Mandel stand up?
No.
It's
I haven't.
fucking terrible. I don't understand how he's famous. It's incredible that he has money right now, because it's like he was doing stand up at a time when stand up was kind of ill defined. Like, it wasn't just a guy with a sports coat, with his sleeves rolled up telling jokes. Like, they were just like, you just go on stage and just make people laugh. That's
just do stuff.
Yeah. And I remember my brother and I would watch it, and we thought it was funny. And then I revisited it not too long ago. I'm like, this is fucking terrible. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Eddie Murphy's stand-up is still hilarious. So
absolutely.
What does that tell you?
But yeah, Twin Towers. But yeah, this is from 1987. So this is I forget what year Beetlejuice came out, but it's pre-Batman. That's for sure, because I was 89.
Fucking Howie Mandel was on, I think it was Letterman. It was either Letterman or Leno, somebody. And it was when he was bald. And he came out holding a picture in a frame. And it appeared to be from backstage. And he's like, what? Why do you have this picture? He's like, well, everyone back there said that you can't take pictures. So I decided to take a picture. I'm like, a fucking dad joke? Are you serious? You're doing a dad joke? Oh, I can't stand him. Oh.
Get off my stage.
Fuck that
Your
dude.
star has waned. waned, I tell you.
It's incredible that he's successful.
So, next up, Full Metal Panic, Invisible Victory. That would be the second series in the Full Metal Panic series. I've never actually seen that show, but I have a friend who's really into it, which is why I'm mentioning it. Second act with J-Lo. Dang, J-Lo, just keep doing what you're doing.
Keep drinking milk or whatever.
Yeah, just do whatever it is you do, because it's working for you. King of Thieves, Old People the movie.
Yeah, I don't know what's his name?
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. I don't know what he's doing, man, but just retire. Whatever.
Ray Winstone's in there. Holy shit.
Oof. Francesca, and I have no idea.
And Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil on those Netflix
shows. Jim Broadbent. Big Jim Broadbent fan.
Nice. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Kyle.
What's up?
This one that says Kite Uncut. See, Kite. Kite is an anime. It's like I think it's an OVA, meaning it's like it stands for original video animation.
It looks risky.
It is. In the 80s and 90s in Japan, there was a very strong market for direct-to-video movies, especially animations, and they would call them OVAs, for original video animations. Anyway, Kite was one of these, and I forget the name of the director. In fact, maybe I should just look that up while I'm talking.
Yasuomi
Uematsu.
Yes.
This fella has directed a couple of animations in the late 90s, and they're supposed to be ridiculously stupid and fun and chock full of action, but they're also porn. And I've always been curious about Kite because it was very popular at one point. In fact, they made a live action movie about it. I swear, like Samuel L. Jackson was in it. I'm not even kidding. It came out in like the late 2010s or something. Anyway, I go to this used media store in the University District, and I've seen this DVD for Kite there over and over and over again. I keep thinking about picking it up, but then I'm like, but it's porn.
Yeah, and
so I just can't hand that to the store clerk and buy it in good conscience.
How old is she supposed to be? Because that cover...
It's Japanese, I don't know, but there's a reason I haven't paid money to see it. So I've never seen Kite. I know it by reputation. I've seen clips of it. Parts of it do look like tons of fun, especially the action choreography. But then there's the porn.
Pay cash.
And the fact that the cover of this says uncut, which means the porn is attacked.
Pay with cash?
Because I know when it originally came out in the States, there's also a cut version of it, which I'd actually prefer.
I think it counts as child pornography if you even have images depicting like
they're from the other side of the planet, okay. Kyle.
I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Anyway, like I said, I've never seen Kite, but with my luck, I'd try to get like the cut version of it, and I'd end up with like the super hard version of it. I'm like, God damn it! I just want to see the gunfights. I don't care about the nudity. Life After Flash.
Yeah.
Documentary about, I'm guessing, the live action Flash Gordon movie from the 80s as opposed to the serial. Yeah, Life After Flash looks at the roller coaster life of Sam J. Jones since his role as Flash Gordon, his struggles and successes. I'm guessing this movie only exists because of Ted.
I was going to say, I'm like, Life After Flash, I'm like, you did the two Ted movies, and that was it.
Yeah, I'm guessing it, like, the Ted movies stirred up just enough interest to get it financed, and then like a camera crew ran out and was like, "Are you alive? Like, you didn't kill yourself, right? Okay, we're gonna follow you around for a couple weeks and call it a documentary."
He was funny in those.
I bet. I saw the first one, and yeah, he was funny. And you know, it's pretty clear that the folks that made Ted, you know, have some genuine appreciation for that film. And him in particular.
I ate an edible and watched the second one in the theater with a buddy of mine and my girlfriend. I had one of those moments where I almost had to leave the theater because we were laughing so hard. at one of the scenes in there. Like I was pinching the back of my arm, trying to keep from. I couldn't breathe, basically. Wow. One of those scenes. But then again, I was high. I was high. Did you see this Columbus down here? Because there's a lot. I don't know. Is there some of this anime you want to talk about?
No. Okay. Go ahead. Columbus 2017.
Yeah,
that is a cover,
right? Yeah. It's intriguing. It's John Cho, I believe. That is Harold from Harold and Kumar. Did I ever tell you about the time that I text my brother? I was watching.
Oh yeah. Total Recall.
I was watching Total Recall, and John Cho in that movie has blonde hair and a neck tattoo. And I text my brother. I'm like, if there's an Asian guy with platinum blonde hair and a neck tattoo trying to sell you something, you probably don't want it. And he goes, "You're watching Total Recall." But
wow.
Parker Posey, Rory Culkin. I don't.
This looks like high art.
Yeah.
Even the name of the director, it's a one name director.
But
Ogonada.
He finds himself stranded in Columbus, Indiana, a small Midwestern city celebrated for its many significant modernist buildings. Which I don't know if that's true. I've never heard of Columbus, Indiana.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But it's interesting. I kind of want to watch this, but it does seem like high art.
It looks like it at the very least would be very pretty.
Yeah.
Looks like the director's other credit is a couple of documentaries. Linklater on Cinema and Time. Richard Linklater being kind of like a high art kind of guy. So I'm guessing this is a challenging movie. Maybe not in terms of content, but in terms of like maybe your patience. But that's a pretty good cast, man. John Cho, Parker Posey. Rory Culkin doesn't mean much to me, but whatever. But that cover is gorgeous. What? Against the Clock. Holy shit, is that Andy Garcia?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is Andy Garcia. Holy shit. You're better than that, my Cuban brother. You're better than that. And below that, though, The Vault from 2017. Is that James Franco?
Yep, that's usually...
That is James Franco.
That's usually a pretty hard pass for me, but I just read it's two estranged sisters are forced to rob a bank in order to save their brother, but this is no ordinary bank.
So, Smoking Aces or something?
It's not directed by James Franco or produced by him, from what I can gather. So it might be okay. But
I would say this looks okay if Scott Atkins was in it.
It's hard for me to say this looks okay because it's a James Franco movie I've never heard of, which is usually a big red flag. Or it is a James Franco movie I've heard of, which is a huge red flag.
Well, a rule of thumb for me, from a design standpoint, and I'm just talking about the cover art, is if it looks like I could probably do as well or better, it's probably not good.
Okay.
And from a Photoshop standpoint, I could do that.
It's a horror movie. I'm actually going to watch... I'm going to pull up the trailer on YouTube to watch once we get done recording. Because I might give it...
The font looks like the Fault in Our Stars cover. The font.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think that might be the end of March. The rest of it is just re-releases of all the Game of Thrones seasons.
Oh my
I guess that's happening very soon, right?
Kitty Live. Do you remember the band Kitty?
I don't.
Oh my goodness.
Refresh my memory, Kyle.
They're an all-female nu metal band.
Oh no.
Live at London Music Hall 2017. Taking the stage for the first time since 2013. Wow.
Why are we celebrating a 4-year gap?
Oh man.
That's not worth celebrating. That doesn't mean anything. At least wait for 5 because that's a good solid number.
Yeah, well,
that
concludes it for the most part.
Yeah, I think that would be the end of March. Is there anything you think you might pick up other than the Japon?
Japan, Spanish for Japan. I think I'm gonna go ahead and probably just go ahead and purchase that. It's a blind purchase, and I won't. If I don't like it, I won't tell anybody because it's Criterion.
Wise choice.
They'll either judge me or have no idea what I'm talking about, so it won't matter. Other than that, I don't think there's much else I'd be picking up. I'm gonna be catching up on some Alec Guinness here before long. That Wild Pussycat movie kind of had my interest. I'm like, huh.
Oh, from what, 1969 or whatever?
Yeah, sounded kind of interesting.
It could be fun.
That could be fun.
For me, I will be most certainly getting Creed 2. Looks like probably next week. And then the Street Fighter collection for sure. I already dumped a decent amount of money into a DVD of Perfect Blue because, funny enough, the DVD is actually worth some money because it was only, I guess it was a limited production or something. So that means that's probably going to become devalued. Yay! So I don't know that I need to pick up a Blu-ray of Perfect Blue. And then I think that's it for things that I'll be purchasing. I am actually kind of intrigued about Aquaman. I will be watching Aquaman. You probably won't.
It'll be in a few years. I'll probably watch it.
Well, if I tell you to get like stoned and then watch it, maybe that'll work out.
I don't smoke pot now. That's
okay.
That's
okay. Well, then never. You might want to look into that Clove Hitch Killer movie because I did hear it was very good.
Interesting. Okay.
And apparently it's on Netflix, so you don't need to pay anything for it.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. Like I said, the guys in Wisconsin liked it, and they said it's full of. It's not like a whoa kind of surprise movie, but it's surprising in what it doesn't do, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Anyway, thank you for joining us as we caught up on the Blu-ray releases for March of 2019. Yeah. Until next time.